What's going on, everyone? And let me just say hallelujah. Talent trees are coming back with the removal of borrowed powers as well, but we'll talk a little bit more on that later into the video. But big exciting announcement today. World of Warcraft announced their 10.0 expansion with all the new systems and the changes that are coming with it. So we're going to go over that today and just talk a little bit about each of the things. So first thing, getting into it, if you have not already, you should be going to the website, World of Warcraft's website, and opting in for the beta here on the webpage. And this is where you'll also be able to find all the main information that they talked about with the initial story, which is that the Watchers have been sleeping for 10,000 years, and one of them has awoken and has lit the beacon, and the concealment around the Dragon Isles has been lifted, and it is going to allow us to venture there and go forth into this new world, which is going to have 5 new zones, including a new leveling zone, a new starting zone. And that new starting zone is going to be home to the Drakthir Evokers, which are a playable race class combination. So the Drakthir are only able to be Evokers, and Evokers are only able to be Drakthir. So they're going to be draconic mages that wear male armor and are either going to be a ranged damage dealer or a healer as well. So that's something that's really interesting. You're going to be able to be Horde or Alliance. So for those of you who have ever wanted to play as a dragon, this is truly your opportunity to do so. So definitely really exciting things to see there. Getting a new class and race along with the expansion. We haven't had a new class since Legion. Little unfortunate that it's restricted to a specific race, but you know, it is what it is. It's just exciting that we're getting something new to mix it up a little bit. Additionally, for the world of the Dragon Isles, where we're going to be, there's going to be a new thing called Dragonriding, and this is going to be available from the very beginning of the expansion. And you are going to be able to get your own Drake, your dragon, that you will be able to ride around on in the Dragon Isles. You're going to be able to customize it, you know, more than what you see right here. They've talked about saying that you're going to be able to change, you know, the horns, the snouts, the scales, the color, the tails, just the entire appearance of your Drake is going to be fully customizable. So yes, How to Train Your Dragon is coming to World of Warcraft. But it's really cool that it's going to be available from the beginning, and that it's not going to be this, you know, long Pathfinder unlock in order to be able to adventure around the new zone in the air. So that is one of the really cool, exciting things that's coming along with it. The Dragon Isles right here is the new continent. We're going to get the Waking Shores, the Onaran Plains, the Azur Span, which was a very much so Grizzly Hills vibe type zone. So really looking forward to that, because Grizzly Hills is one of my favorite zones to have existed. And then Thaldrazis. So really exciting stuff there. And then the Forbidden Reach. Almost forgot about that one. The Forbidden Reach. So that's really exciting. And then here's a little teaser about the dragon riding itself, your little Drake that you get. You know, you're going to get these, you know, little abilities and moves that you're able to use in the air. You soar around the skies, and you utilize cliff jumping and gliding through these zones with abilities that are at the disposal of your dragon in order to elongate your time in the air. So it's not true dedicated flying from what it's talked about, but it is a new way to explore and roam around the new zones. Now, the big gameplay updates that are coming. New talent system. It's not like the old talent tree. It's somewhat like it, as you can see here, but it's going to be a little bit different. Now, what I said at the beginning of the video with, you know, borrowed power being removed, we're going to put a link to this interview in the description, but there was a interview for World of Warcraft with IGN, and they specifically asked the question, is the talent tree being brought in as a system to remove or to replace the borrowed power systems that have existed in the previous expansions? And Ian, in response, essentially says that, you know, having these systems where you get attached to something that has something to do with your character's growth and power, and having it removed and ripped away from you every expansion doesn't feel good. And their goal is for the talent tree system to essentially replace these borrowed power elements, which I think is a really good step in the right direction. Borrowed power has been such an awful feeling thing with the expansion so far. From the previous iterations, and it was really unfortunate having some classes be entirely dependent on these borrowed systems in order to feel functional. You should not need a borrowed system that's going to be replaced in order to make your class feel viable to play, or just even able to play. So really awesome that we're going to be getting something akin to the talent trees back. Right here. So it's going to have a class-oriented tree. So Druid tree in one section, you're going to be able to allocate points specifically for Druid, and that's going to, be points that will apply regardless of what specialization you go. And then you're going to have a specialization-specific tree, which is going to allow you to further, enhance the gameplay performances of that specific specialization that you have chosen. Additionally, as you can see right here, there's going to be loadouts for these trees. Ian mentions in the IGN interview as well that while initially you won't be able to change talents per se in the open world, you can, when you are in a city or at an inn, you will be able to make loadouts. And once you have loadouts made, and you can make a bunch of loadouts, you will be able to freely swap between those regardless of where you are in the world. So, just make a bunch of loadouts for different builds, different situations, AoE, single target, raid, open world, questing, different specs. You can do them for different specs as well. And you will be able to then freely swap between these talent tree and gameplay styles as you want to, regardless of where you are or what you're doing. So that's a really awesome thing that you're going to be able to do. So I'm really looking forward to that myself. And also right here where you see these special little marked options that have the two arrows going out to the side. These are actually going to have different options for you to select. So those aren't like locked in place, like one specific thing. There's like two choices and you choose which one you want there. And that's going to be, sort of like the special powers that are going to be being replaced based on what is shown from the images. That's best what we can guess from it as it currently is. The next thing that's coming in is crafting is being completely overhauled, reworked, revamped. It's gonna be amazing, honestly. You can tell that they're completely taking a page from Final Fantasy here with this. And crafting is adding quality to it, so you're going to be able to craft items. You're going to be able to specialize into crafting and, improve the quality of your crafting as well. And, the better the quality is that you craft, the better the piece of gear is. And that's going to be dictated based on how proficient you are in your individual craft. And so, materials that you gathering professions as well. There's going to be different degrees of quality of gathering materials that you're going to be able to do. And, this is going to add another level of depth and creativity to crafting. Because this specialization is going to, go back to how it was like previously with, older iterations of the game where there was the tribal or the dragon scale and, the different branches of specialization that you could do. They're going to have that again, where you're going to be able to specialize into a specific type of crafting, and you can literally look to be the best in your specific crafting and capitalize on that. And the way you're going to be able to capitalize on that is an additional change with all of this, where you are going to be able to, with the auction house now, they are going to implement a new system called work orders, where you're going to be able to list work orders, even if it is not a profession that you have. You will be able to put up a work order for a crafter to go and craft something for you without you having to manually interact with them and fulfill that work order for you. And so that's going to be really cool being able to do that. And it's eventually also going to be a thing that they talk about in the interview as well, that you're going to be able to even be able to make soulbind gear pieces. So things that would typically be bound to you that required you to have that profession in order to equip it. You're going to be able to make those pieces for people through work orders. and they're going to be able to wear them. So you won't need to be, 300 blacksmithing in order to use this one weapon that comes from it, or, you're not going to need that profession. So you're going to be free to be whatever professions you want to be, or whatever you want your character to have. And you're still going to be able to make full use of the items that come from different professions. You're still going to be able to wear them and use them. And that's really nice, that you're not going to be so locked in and worried about what's the best choice, what's going to be the most DPS increase for my class. You're going to be able to just truly, enjoy it. Right. And, be whatever you want to be. And it's not going to matter what you chose, because you're still going to be able to get the benefits of the other professions through the work order and through just the way the crafting is going to be changed. Additionally, to go with the crafting, they're going to be introducing crafting gear as well, which is going to be able to help further amplify and improve your ability to get better resources or craft better quality gear. So crafting is becoming its own thing, and this crafting gear or gathering gear is going to have its own equipment slots that you're going to be able to wear at any time. So it's not going to be a problem. You're not going to have to carry around this stuff in your bags anymore or anything. It's going to just be stuff that you're able to have equipped all the time on your person, no matter what. So really nice quality of life change there to go with this new system. So really excited to see how this is going to shape up overall. I'm hoping that this makes crafting very impactful and relevant again in the World of Warcraft. So that's one of the things I'm really excited for. And then really nice accessibility change that they're making. They are going to be completely redoing the UI, overhauling the UI. This is a little sample of what it's going to look like. So they're not going to be removing your accessibility to your add-ons. If you still want your Elf UI and stuff like that, you're going to have it. But in general, this is, a little bit of an example of what they're looking to have the new UI be like. Much more minimalistic, not so cluttered. But also, they're going to be introducing an edit layout button where you're going to be able to actually edit the way your UI elements are, where they are. You're going to be able to move your health bars where you want, move your map where you want it, move your action bars where you want, things like that. So they're increasing the accessibility and usability of the UI in WoW. That way, you don't need an add-on in order to be able to have a decent UI experience going forward, and I think that's kind of their goal with that. So really awesome stuff there with that. Guys, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You guys have no idea right now. Just for me alone, new talent system and the removal of borrowed powers, that kind of stuff is really just like, that's all I really needed to like truly enjoy a new WoW expansion, because I hate those. I hate the borrowed powers. It makes it so much more difficult to balance the game. There is going to be a new level cap, as new expansion, new level cap, level 70. So those 4 new zones that we have, that's where the leveling experience is going to be, going through those 4 new zones, those that are going to be present. And so you're going to go from 60 to 70, I imagine. With the expansion, there'll probably be a boost to 60, like there is with, Shadowlands was a boost to 50. This one will probably have a boost to 60 for people who are returning and whatnot. New dungeons, new raids. We're going back to Oldemon as well, which is really interesting to have happen also. So I'm excited, guys, because this is probably about as good of a reveal as we could have gotten. This is probably about as good of a reveal as they could have delivered. We're going to the Dragon Isles. They're going back to their roots with the game design. This is a step in the correct direction of where they need to be going with the game. Removal of these borrowed power systems and putting a lot of, direction and control back into player decisions with their crafting, with their talents, and how they want to play their class. So really, really awesome stuff there. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are excited for it. Again, we'll put a link to the IGN interview in the description below. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. We're still going to be playing WoW going forward. Every couple days throughout the week, we're still mostly playing Lost Ark, a little bit of Final Fantasy, and some Guild Wars 2. So, be sure to pop in. We're keeping up to date with all the MMOs that are going on right now. So, find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/Zav. And, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment. And we'll catch you in the next one.